Alright, we're back for round 3 and we're on the draw. Well, once again we have a hand with Brainstorm and a bunch of mana. Except this time we also have a Stoneforge Mystic. So, I mean, this hand can be a little risky, but I think you have to keep a lot of hands with blue-red-white Delver. Or sorry, blue-red-white Control. Let's see what we're playing against. Scrubland Thoughtseize. Well, I guess this could be bad. Takes Brainstorm. It's a little gross, but I don't know. I don't know what he's playing. He might take Stoneforge. Okay. Well, I don't really mind too much when Stoneforge gets Thoughtseize. We mind when Batterskull or Umzao's Jite gets Thoughtseized. Pretty curious what he's actually playing. I don't know if he's just playing black-white weirdo deck. Maybe he's playing Deathblade. Alright, looks like he's playing Deathblade. He's gonna go get his own equipment. I think I'm gonna let this resolve and try to draw into a removal spell with the Brainstorm, but I think I'm gonna do it on my own turn. Yeah, so we went and got Batterskull. I don't really want to Brainstorm, and I need to get rid of some of these lands, so... Well, we didn't draw a removal spell, so that's really bad. Maybe he won't main phase his thing. But... True Name Nemesis. That is a good one. That one will shut down all the stuff he's trying to do with Batterskull as long as he doesn't draw a Vendilion Click or something. But we do have Force Will for a Vendilion Click if he does have that. Now, True Name Nemesis from Helm would be kind of bad, but if all he's doing is Batterskulling, I'm okay with that. Should have put the Force Will in my hand instead of this Plateau. That was a mistake, but I don't actually want to draw the Force Will either, but I would rather have the Force Will in my hand than this Plateau for sure. So we already have a Tundra, so let's go get another Volcanic. And we get to lock down his Stoneforge with True Name, but this could be a really long game. I'm really hoping that I draw a Jace or something to push me into being ahead. And I hope this resolves, but he might have a Spell Pierce, and then we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Alright, well, he didn't have Xaxes, so we're stuck with 3 lands versus his board. And not a whole lot going on. Really want to draw a Dig Through Time or a Jace or something to really gain some momentum. That Brainstorm that we hit earlier was pretty bad. Well, True Name Nemesis. Now we have to draw exactly a Council of Judgment. Well, land's not going to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and concede, I think, maybe. Maybe I'll give myself one more turn. That way, if he equips and attacks, you know, I can just draw my Council's Judgment and hit his True Name instead of his Batterskull. This matchup can be a little dicey. It's very momentum dependent. Stoneforge Mystic is pretty important, but so is True Name Nemesis, as you can see. Us drawing a few too many lands is what's really killing us here. Yeah, Force of Will's not gonna do anything, and I guess technically we still can draw the Council's Judgment, but yeah, I mean, if your opponent gets a Batterskull into play too early, it makes every True Name Nemesis just devastating as opposed to just insanely good. So, I mean, I assume he's just going to do nothing and probably has Force Will on backup now. Alright, well, we just flooded and died. So, yeah, that was game 1. Let's go to game 2 and take a look at our sideboard, which has a few goodies. So he showed us the Swamp, but I still think Blood Moon is good in this matchup. It's one of the cards that their deck is pretty soft too if it resolves. We can kill their Death Rites pretty easily. I don't mind Pyroclasms in this matchup. I'm not sure how badly I do want them. It is another way to kill Stoneforge Mystic and can take care of like early Death Rites and Stoneforges. And one of the best parts about this matchup now, though, is that most Deathblade players trimmed significantly on their Planeswalkers, so we can actually get Jace advantage pretty easily. So we probably want to bring in, or we definitely want Wear and Tear, Pyroblast, and the 2 Blood Moons. And I don't think we want Vendilion Click. The Spell Pierces seem pretty miserable, so I think we're going to get rid of those. Even though the removal can become pretty bad in a hurry, I think it's necessary to have it just to make sure you have something to kill Stoneforge Mystic. So we're just going to cut the Click and the Spell Pierces and bring in Pyroblast, Wear Tear, and 2 Blood Moons, and I guess I'll just keep the Pyroclasms in the sideboard for now. I think I might want them on the draw, though, but we have to wait and see. Unfortunately, Pyroclasm does kill our True Name Nemesis, so we got to be careful with that, but alright, this hand's okay. I do like keeping in the Force Wolves. I feel like the games go pretty long, and having a way to hard answer some stuff is pretty good. Alright, well, I want all of these cards. I don't really want the last one. I don't think I'll need another land, at least not for a while. Deathrite Shaman here would be pretty good for him, but we're gonna go hopefully True Name on turn 3. Alright, we're gonna go ahead red-blue land and pass. Doing this now in case he does something at instant speed that we want to use Counterspell on or Pyroblast. And we don't want to draw that card that was on top of our deck. We do give him an extra land though, but I don't think that's too terribly relevant. We're going to wait to cast the True Name, I think. Smells like a Vendilion Click, although he may just kill our Ponder, but looks like he's... Yeah, we're just gonna Pyroblast this. We want to fill up our graveyard as much as we can. We still have this Counterspell and a Force of Will if absolutely necessary. Don't really want to fetch. I don't want to keep making his Deathrite Shaman good. He has 1 land in the yard. I mean, the more fuel we give him, the harder it is going to be for us to resolve our dig through time, so... He did not shuffle. Okay. He's exiling his Marsh Flash, which is really good for us. Well, he has Liliana in his deck, so I guess that means we have to bring the Spell Pierces back in, which kind of stinks. Alright, I'm going to... It's a little awkward to try to play around our own Blood Moons, but we're going to fetch an island in case we just... If we draw a Blood Moon, I guess since he showed us an island and a swamp, I think we actually just have to cut Blood Moon. Which I hate. Alright, well, we drew another fetch. We're just going to go ahead and make sure our mana is good. I want as much blue as possible, though. We're just going to exile our whole graveyard to cast Dig Through Time, even though we just don't want his Deathrite Shaman to be good. And we may draw a Plow or something. Now, if he forces this, I actually wouldn't mind forcing back. It's possible we should have held up different lands, though. I guess I'll just take Snapcaster True Name, or maybe True Name Jite, or Snapcaster Jite. Snapcaster's probably bad. I'll just take True Name and Jite. And he has no lands in the yard, so he doesn't have access to 4 mana, which is pretty good for us. Alright, well now he has access to 5 mana, so let's see what he does with it. Yep, I'm actually okay with him resolving True Name Nemesis in this spot, because we have 2 of our own, and we have Jite, so... and a Force Will. Alright, I'm just going to go for the Gusto, and just go ahead and try to resolve Jite as well. Just use Force to protect it, and hopefully my guy survives. Although, I'm probably pitching the Ponder, just in case he does have Zealous Persecution or something to kill my True Name. Yeah, he has Jace as well. Since we have the backup True Name, I'm just going to let this resolve. I don't want him to resolve a Jace. And, I mean, maybe he was bluffing with tapping 4 before casting the Zealous, but we can afford to take 6 here since we do have Force and True Name, so... I'm going to hold on to my island in case I draw a Brainstorm, so I can put it back. And I also want to hold up this 2 mana so I can play around Spell Pierce once if I have to force something. It's unlikely I'll need to use all my mana next turn, so... Yep, so hopefully we don't... I'm hoping we don't have to burn the Force. I would love to draw another good blue card and just cast Ponder. I mean, it has to be Jace, right? Maybe it's Elspeth? Okay, so there's a Jace. Well, we're definitely forcing it, I guess. Yeah, well, you gotta force it. We're at a fairly low life total, though. The Deathrite Shaman could be troublesome. We might just have to kill it, even though it puts us at a precariously low life total. Alright, well, let's Brainstorm. See if we get anything good. Well, there's a Blood Moon. Huh. Well, Blood Moon's not going to do much against him, since he has so many basics in his deck. And I mean so many. So we're going to just board that back out, since he doesn't look like a traditional Deathblade deck. Probably should have shuffled it away, actually, but old habits, etc. So we're gonna get Batterskull, and I'm gonna at least wait until he uses his Deathrite Shaman before I kill it with the Jite. That way he couldn't like end of turn Vendilion Click or something weird. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and kill this. We're gonna end up at 2. But we have active Jite with a True Name, and we can race, hopefully. Alright, Thoughtseize is not actually a big deal, since we're ahead on board. We really just need him not to deal with what we have in play. It looks like he's out of gas. Probably just stuck with a land in hand. But we do need to note that, well, I guess we only have to use 1 counter this turn. So I think I am going to go ahead and play this True Name. Okay, looks like his last card was actually Force of Will. So he's going to go ahead and force that. Alright, and once he attacks me, I'll go ahead and gain 2 life, but I'm going to force him to do it instead of potentially holding his guy back for some reason. Wow, that was good. Alright, gain 2 life. That was also good. Funny how that works. Alright, so he's at 6. So we can... I guess we can technically gain... Let's see... We can gain 4... Ugh. Yeah, that was good. Alright, so we have to gain... Gain 4 life, and then we can plow our own Stoneforge Mystic. Oh no, that actually doesn't work. Alright, well... Go to 1. Next turn we can gain 7 life by plowing our own True Name Nemesis. Hopefully draws nothing, and that will make sure that we... Oh no, we have to gain 4 life from this and some from a swords too. Yeah, I think we're just gonna lose this race. And this is equal to power. Yeah, so we just have to plow our own guy. Just super gross. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess we can still draw a Council's Judgment. I've been saying that a lot lately. Oh, no, now we're just dead. Okay, cool. Well, this matchup is a little tough when they build their decks to have this many basic lands. I don't think it's optimal to do that and still have Deathray Shaman in your deck. You know, he has so many lands that can come into play on turn 1 that don't actually cast the Shaman. But I don't know. This matchup was super close. We were really low on life. There might have been a point where I could have finagled it to not die, but as far as I can tell, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I can gain 4, apply both my guys. So go to 7. Okay, well let's make sure he doesn't mess up. Whatever. He might target our Stoneforge Mystic for some reason. And I wish I had drawn a Disenchant. Makes me want to play more, to be completely honest. I guess there's nothing else for him to target. Yeah, I mean, I think we might just want more Council's Judgment for this matchup. Just more ways to deal with True Name Nemesis. Because him having, you know, a few ways to deal with it was a little gross. And if they don't have the vulnerability to Blood Moon, it could actually be pretty bad. I don't expect to play against a lot of Deathblade at the Grand Prix, but at the same time it is something you need to keep in mind. You know, they have Thoughtseize and other things like that to get an advantage in the equipment race. So if that's the case, you probably just need more ways to interact with their True Names and their Sword of Fire and Ices. And Pyroblast isn't always enough. You don't always get to counter it because they do have a lot of discard effects. So anyway guys, that's round 3. We'll be back for round 4 in just a few.